JFN, the Junk Food Network, finally combining unhealthy food and television.
10 seconds.
Guest of luck.
Let's check the electrics.
6, 5,
We'll fade to black.
3.
They're Branniger in the Hawk.
I promise you that if you do.
Hello everybody, I'm the Loud House Critic, one guy with 1,000 views and all the episodes I must review. This is it everybody, we finally made it! Last week was 99th episode review, and guess what comes after 99? 100! I cannot believe I actually made it this far for 2 years of being the Loud House Critic, and I finally made it to my 100 episode review. And what better way to actually make an actual 100 episode review even better? Something that everybody can enjoy, something that everybody can relate to, and something that everybody could watch over and over again. I give you all one of the incredible best Loud House episodes in season 4 I have seen since when I first watched it. And I didn't watch it 5 times, and I didn't even watch it 10 times. I watched it 100 times because it was that damn interesting. I give you all A Dark and Story Night. The 45th episode of season 4 of The Loud House, and above all, it is the 194th episode of The Loud House. This one is a really very interesting episode. I say that because there's no mean-spirited, there's no hypocritical parents, there's no fighting or complaining for that matter. Everything in this episode is perfect. Well, I wouldn't exactly call it perfect because not everything is perfect, but how the way this was done, holy smokes, this is amazing. Kids, teens, and adults can actually get into all of this. Let me just get into this review because I'm so happy to do it. I am crying with tears down my face because I'm just so happy. Okay, here we go. Today's wonderful Fantasy Loud House Critic episode was requested by DM Danny, Fun Time with Isaiah.8. and that word Junior. It was a dark and blizzardy night in the Loud House.
Lana, change the channel.
This show is so boring.
Ugh, there's nothing on TV. Huh? Oh no, what'd I do?
Oh no, it's really dark in here.
This is so scary. At least I have my blankie. My blankie always makes me feel better.
That's my tail.
Oops, Larry.
I think the power's out. Wonder if it's the whole neighborhood.
Let's see. Yep, a tree knocked down a power line on Oak Street. Put those down. Who knows how long this blackout could last? We need to preserve the battery life on our phones. You too, Lily.
Get that out of your mouth.
Okay, you guys do realize that's actually a play phone and not an actual real tablet or phone that Lily is holding.
I'm sure you'll think of another way to entertain yourselves. Just use your imaginations.
Oh, here's where stuff is really gonna get interesting for this episode. So the parents leave, and they leave all 11 kids alone in the house in the living room in the dark. Nothing too bad, it's really gonna get us interested. Ready? Here we go.
We're doomed. Yeah, this is gonna be the most boring night of our lives.
Not necessarily. Clyde taught me a cool game we could try. One of us starts telling the story, then we pass it off to the next person, and they can do whatever they want with it.
That's a great idea.
A great idea. Great idea.
Oh, I love it.
Interesting.
Mostly for the first time in the 4th season, the siblings all much agree with Lincoln's idea of fun. Unlike many other episodes, they don't agree with him, but certainly they agree with this one. So Lincoln actually tells the story first.
Great, I'll go first. Once upon a time, there was an awesome space cowboy flying around the galaxy. His name is Triton. He's been away from his planet for months.
There's that Star Wars reference. And that space cowboy, Woody and Buzz. Just think about it.
Local law enforcement. It's about time you got here. I'm Buzz Lightyear, Space Ranger, Universe Protection Unit. My ship has crash-landed here by mistake.
Yes, it is a mistake, because you see, the bed here is my spot.
So Lincoln's character Triton actually has to land somewhere because he's out of power. Searching much of the area to try and look for some of the power of his ship until he sees...
Okay, Lola, now it's your turn.
Ooh, yay.
That was real nice of Lincoln actually letting Lola take her turn. And Lee Tez Jordan, you're actually gonna love this part.
So the weird space guy...
He's not weird, Lola. He's cool.
Whatever.
Ay vey.
So the space guy looks around to see a lovely young lady sitting by a pretty pond. Her name is Princess Lola.
Wow, a princess. Just fits Lola perfectly.
Hi, Lola. I'm Triton.
What brings you to my planet?
Well, my ship ran out of power, and I had to make an emergency landing.
To repair my turbo boosters. Do people still use fossil fuels, or have you discovered crystallic fusion?
Well, we used to. We had a power crystal that was strong enough to charge just about anything. But it was shattered into 5 shards when a mystical tree fell on it. And the wind scattered them across the land.
You know, for Lola being an actual princess in the actual story, I'm really actually surprised that she actually likes getting stories told to her at night by her dad or Lincoln. But the way she's actually explaining how the way the story is going, especially with all these crystal shards shattering around the whole planet, she actually knows how to tell it like it's a fairy tale. But guess what? That's Lola. Anyways.
As princess, it is my duty to find the 5 missing shards and reform the crystal so that I can bring power back to my kingdom.
I'll help you reform the crystal. Then we can both use the power from it.
Oh, great!
So Triton and Princess Lola decide to team up together and be on their way to find all the crystal pieces until they look into a pond and...
Lana, your turn. Ooh, okay. Then look into the water.
You think this is funny?
Sorry.
Then look into the water. When a big frog jumps out and splashes them. He's got a cool hat, a red one, and his name is Ribbon. Yeah, Ribbon the Frog.
That frog, Curtis, Ribbon, mother! I'm the great and powerful Magic Johnson gatekeeper / security guard / titty juggler / foot to the ass / your mama's baby daddy / hung like a mother.
Whoa, okay, that zoom in was a little too extreme.
Wow, Lana as a frog. I'm not complaining about this. This is really interesting about each of the characters are actually being representative of what they're used to doing. Lincoln with cowboys and space adventure, Lola with fairy tale fantasies with princesses, and Lana actually with animals and frogs.
Triton and Lola ask, did you see a crystal down there? Oh, that really shiny rock? I ate it. Now I glow in the dark.
Oh, charming.
A frog that glows in the dark. Wow, that sounds like somebody else from the first season who actually glowed in the dark.
But I know where another shard is. I can lead you there. And when this one, works its way through my system, you can have it too. Follow me.
Oh, these fairy tales are beginning to get me down.
And leads them into a forest. But just then they hear, okay, Loons, it's all you. Awesome.
Oh, wicked. Luna's turn. This is really gonna get going, people. I promise you, everything is gonna be more exciting than what you expected.
So, the gang heads deeper into the forest, when all of a sudden, they hear the jamming of an electric guitar.
You know, I said it before and I'll say it again. I'm not a huge fan on Trolls, but the way this looks, it looks like Trolls War Tour, even though that one was kind of repeating what happened in Infinity War. Anyways, the actual rock goddess has one of the crystal shards.
We have to get it from her! Hello there. That guitar sure is guitar-y, but would you be interested in trading it for an even better instrument?
Did anyone else see that? Lola actually twirling her hair with her finger. That's really cute of a girl doing that.
That guitar sure is guitar-y. Well, I think...
A better instrument? Sure, dude. I'd like to see that.
Great! Okay, give us one moment.
This ought to be rich.
Slowly, Triton and Ribbon head back into the forest. Where? Oh, right.
Isn't this really great how they're all taking turns at each other, just ending one kind of part of the story and letting somebody else tell the next part of the story next?
So they head into the forest where they spot a strange tree, and hanging off the branches are all kinds of wacky instruments.
Oh, wow. I really thought that she was actually going to put herself into this story. Oh, well. She's telling the story, and it is what it is.
Okay, rock god lady. Try playing this.
You know, something I actually noticed about the instrument that looks like that. If you watch a Magic School Bus episode called Inside a Haunted House, Carlos has some kind of weird instrument that he was trying to experience with throughout the entire episode. And that's what that instrument kind of reminds me of.
Whoa! This is incredible! It sounds even better than my guitar!
Dude, she would never say that.
Now, who's telling this shit to you?
No interrupting.
Alright, I'll honor the trade. Here's the crystal, my dude.
This is great! Come on, we'd better keep searching for the rest.
And you know, seeing Princess Dalola and Ribbon actually together, it kind of reminds me a bit of the story of The Princess and the Frog.
They head back into the forest when they hear a creature flailing. And then, Lisa, your turn.
Ooh, I'm going to enjoy this. Oh, wait, I'm already enjoying this.
So they hear a creature and warily approach a rustling bush, but then discover that the creature is in fact a robot.
Lisa as a robot. Oh, wow.
Triton jumps into action. Thanks for the assist. I was in search of crystal shards when I stumbled into this bramble patch.
About a year ago, I was chopping that tree when suddenly it began to rain. And right in the middle of a chop, I rusted solid. And I've been that way ever since.
You were looking for them too?
Indeed, I am. My batteries run down, and if I don't get a recharge before sunrise tomorrow, I will cease to operate.
You know, seeing something like this reminds me a bit of The Wizard of Oz. If she was a tin girl, but instead she's a robot, and I can actually live with that. And she tags along with the rest of the group in order to get so much the crystal shards, to get so much her rechargeable batteries recharged before sundown.
You should join our quest. We already have 2 crystal shards, if you count the one in Ribbon's stomach. Once we find the rest and reform the crystal, we can all use it.
Excellent! Tally-ho!
And once again, like The Wizard of Oz, Lincoln's character Triton wants to get home, Lola's character Princess Dalola wants her kingdom back, Dorara Lisa wants her battery so fully charged up, and as for Lana's character, Ribbon the Frog, I'm not sure what she wants. So they got 2 of the crystals, including the one that's in Ribbon's stomach, and they're off.
We're off to see the wizard, the wonderful Wizard of Oz.
All right, that concludes my contribution. Lynn?
Aw, yeah! Things are about to get real!
Oh yeah, here comes one of my favorite parts.
Suddenly, the group find themselves on a basketball
This
court
does
in the
not
sky.
take a 4th grader to figure out what this is a reference of.
Tell what it is! Oh, yeah! Whoa! That was crazy! How are you so fast? I've got a secret weapon!
And the Monstar Lynn actually has 2 crystal shards on her basketball sneakers.
Crystal shards. We are in desperate need of those. Is there any way you might surrender them?
These crystal kicks give me the speed I need to succeed. No way I'm giving them up. What are we going to do?
What are we gonna do? What are we gonna do? What are we gonna do?
We need those shards.
I've got an idea.
We challenge you to a basketball game.
First to make it 3 points wins, and if we win, we get your shards.
What's in it for me?
If you win?
If you win, you can have all the shards we've collected.
Good deal, boss.
You're gonna regret making that offer. Deal.
I don't think you should have done that, Doc.
I have faith in my team.
You know, with the Lynn Monstar actually being a soloist and being on basketball without a team of 5, and speaking of team of 5, Triton, Princess Lola, Ribbon, and the robot Lisa are one player short. But don't worry about that, because it's Lucy's turn.
That's when it came to Triton. They needed to summon the spirit of the best baller ever.
We summoned the ghost of Dominic Dumpster!
Sigh.
I am the ghost of Christmas past.
That is so Lucy Loud. And I'd be lying if I said I didn't see that coming, because somewhat I knew she was going to be some kind of vampire or ghost in the actual story. But anyways...
Ready?
Way to go, boys! Did you see the moves on that one?
Come on, show me something. Try to get by me, dog.
Don't ever call me doll.
Let's teach them a lesson.
Nice butt.
I'm open! I'm
It's mine! Come on! Little savage! Get him!
So Lincoln and the team wins and gets the 2 crystal shards.
Oh. After noticing a sad Trixie, Triton removes his shoelaces.
Hey, wait a minute!
I'm not wearing shoes. These are boots. They have no laces.
Shh. Let Luce finish her part of the story, Stinkin'.
I will knock your ass out. I do not care that you're a girl.
Here, take these. They're anti-gravity shoelaces.
Whoa, thanks, bro. These are giving me a ton of air.
Well, at least she's happy. Everybody wins.
Okay, guys, let's go find another shard.
Your turn, Lori.
Okay, I've totally got this.
I bet you do, Lori. And everybody prepare yourselves, because this is where all much the fan art comes from. Of what much artists are so much addicted and doing on DeviantArt and anywhere else they do their artwork on. Especially when it comes to Lori's character.
They look around and see... literally the most beautiful mermaid in the entire galaxy.
My heart is pierced by Cupid. I disdain all glittering gold. There is nothing can console me but my jolly sailor boat.
There you go. A beautiful mermaid Lori is. I have seen so many different artworks of people doing Lori as a mermaid or anybody else in Loud House as a mermaid, but much likely it's been Lori who's been a mermaid the whole entire time. If you remember in an actual episode in the waiting game, you actually noticed that she kind of had a costume of the mermaid. Coincidence? And she has one of the crystal shards.
Excuse me, Miss Mermaid. We've been traveling all over the planet collecting shards of the power crystal, and we think you have the last piece we need.
Without it, I won't be able to get home.
And my circuits will cease to fire.
And my kingdom is without power. Can you please part with your shard?
When I'm seeing Lori Mermaid, Princess Lola, and the actual Frog Ribbon, I'm seeing all 3 fairy tale stories here, and much likely Disney did all 3 of them. You've got the Little Mermaid, you got Tangled, and you've got the Princess and the Frog. And I do say Rapunzel because sometimes I could see Rapunzel actually wearing that outfit in some fairy tale stories I see her wear it in.
Wow, guys. What you've been through is such a bummer. But I can't give you my crystal shard.
Why not?
I'm sorry, but if I give you my shard, how am I supposed to stay connected to my beloved Boo Boo Bear?
Whoa, wow. Just, wow. Your boyfriend is a Sasquatch? But what the hell, I'll just go with it, and Lori's part of the story of how she's telling it. That is until it's Lenny's turn to tell it.
You're up, Lenny.
Oh, gosh! The story has gotten, like, really sad.
Bunny, bunny, I don't know, bunny where.
Okay, I'm ready. The group quickly realizes that they can't give up.
The mermaid only needs enough power to charge her phone. What if we provide her with an alternate source of electricity?
And what would that be like? Water and electricity going together? Not kind of a good idea. But the robot Lisa has a better idea.
Eureka. Behold, a water wheel. It will convert the energy of the flowing water into an endless supply of power.
That is genius, and I actually love that.
And I'm assuming you want the shard in exchange for it. Well, I do love helping people, so I'll do it.
So the mermaid Lori actually gives them the crystal shard. But before they can go and search for the last crystal shard, they stumble upon the magical fairy.
What the
Wait, what the What the What the That's disturbing.
No, I'm sorry. I'm just screwing around about that. I would never dress in that. How about this? Instead, they stumble upon a turtle named Enzo. He was wearing black leather pants, a black leather jacket, some biker boots with spiky hair, and a spiky shell. And he joins the group into finding the last crystal shard piece so he could get his real voice back and sing in front of 1,000 people to become the much coolest turtle in the world. And wants to help people, too. Okay, Lily, now it's your turn.
What the fuck? What the fuck just happened?
No words. No fucking words about that. But anyway, they have all 5 pieces and they put the crystal together.
Hits the gloom on the brain.
And everybody, dare I say it, lives happily ever after. I really gotta admit, I love this story. I love this episode. I didn't mind the jokes here and there. It's just great.
The power just came back on. Guess we got home just in time, huh? Well, kids, feel free to jump back on your electronic doodads.
You know, this show's kind of a snooze fest.
Well, we could tell another story.
That'd be great to tell another story about it again. A sequel this time.
Stupendous! That would be fun.
Me first! So Trixie is back on the back.
And that was a dark and story night. Oh my gosh, you're not gonna believe what I'm actually gonna give this. This episode is a whole new level of Beyond Good. It is great. It is fantastic. I loved it to bits and pieces until the very end. You've got Star Wars, you got Inuyasha, you got Space Jam, you got Pac-Man, you got Transformers, you've got Aquamarine. You have a bit of a mix of Toy Story. And you also kind of have a bit of a mix between Trolls World Tour. This episode would be sad because it's just the entire kids telling a fantasy story, and they're all taking turns telling it without arguing or complaining about it. It's a bit of Pulp Fiction and Homespun, but how the way this one is done, it's done 3 times better than those episodes. I'm not saying those episodes are bad, those episodes are good, but this one beats them all. You've got Lincoln Loud, who's a mix between Woody and Buzz, a space cowboy. You've got Lori, who's a mermaid. You got Luna, who's a rock goddess. You've got Lynn, who is actually a sports alien monster. I'm sorry, I just like to say monster because it's Space Jam. And I can't wait to see the sequel of it. You got Lucy, who's a ghost. You got Lana, who's a frog. You got Lisa as a robot. And of course, you got Lola as a princess. But then Lenny, Luann, and Lily don't ever put themselves in the story. But you know, it really works. Although if I would like to see Lenny as an actual pixie, and then I see Lily as a genie, Luann probably a clown, but that'd be too obvious. I could actually see her being a ringleader and would have one of the crystal shards running her own circus tent. If Lynn had one crystal shard instead of having 2, then Luann would actually have the other one that's something that powers up her circus performance. But anyway, the episode really works either way. It's good as the way it should be. Even I got so inspired from it, I wrote a book onto this one, but much likely I extended the story a bit because it reminded me so much of The Page Master and Ready Player One. The story, the color, the atmosphere, the characters, everything here is so likable. And I would consider this one of my top 10 favorite Loud House episodes of all time. It's just the kids in the dark telling a fantasy story together, without any mean spirit, without complaints or issues, without any hypocritical parents. They're all just sitting in the living room in the dark getting along with each other. And I am truly grateful that I actually reviewed this one and let this one be my 100th Loud House Critic episode. It's worth watching again with the family. Go check it out. There's the actual video of it on YouTube. I'm the Loud House Critic, and I gotta go finish writing my fantasy story.
In the loud house, duck, dodge, push and shove, it's how we show our love. In the loud house, one boy and 10 girls wouldn't trade it for the world.